What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Marcus Milano here with Rap Rejects. You already know what's up. So I'm streaming live right now. It's really going down for real. Hope everybody's having a great, blessed night. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of slipped up just a little bit, you know what I mean? I just wanted to make sure of a few things. You know what I mean? So, um, let's take a look here, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've been really digging the Dallas scoreboard stuff, man, and I'm really digging everything that they doing right now. So we finna, dive right into it. This is a reaction video. I ain't never seen these before. The first thing I looked at is the victims of Yakuza. That's crazy because Yakuza, that's like, what is that, like a Japanese mafia? So a nigga named Yakuza, that's wild, you know what I mean? So we gonna see.
This video is for educational documentary purposes only. It is meant to provide an authoritative news reporting narrative of historic events that have occurred presented in a journalistic context.
A former gang member is asking Dallas police to do more to fight gang violence.
The officer-involved shooting in Dallas was wanted for 2 counts of capital murder.
The family of a 20-year-old woman is threatening to sue the city for negligence.
I saw them shooting. I have my 2 kids at home, so that really just shook me.
Since I'm one of the oldest, I gotta be stronger for my family. So
it's hard to be strong.
I can't really show emotions.
Why they do that girl like that? Why they do that girl on the news like that, bro?
Nothing like that.
Yakuza, the demonic psychopath from the East Dallas and Pleasant Grove set OTS, has risen to popularity in the Dallas drill scene, and one of the main faces of Dallas drill FBG murder. Yakuza has risen to the top level of savages in the streets of Dallas, with an alleged body count of 6.
Oh, so he on some King Von type stuff. That's crazy. So he's like the Dallas version of King Von. That's wild. Let's see.
Yakuza has become one of Dallas's most feared killers, most recently shocking the entire city of Dallas, being arrested whilst being on the run after him, and fellow OTS members rammed into Dallas police in a stolen truck in late July.
Oh, that's wild. Y'all boys is wild. Y'all boys is wild, bruh. Y'all boys is wild, fam. Really? Hold on. Let me look at that one more time. That's wild.
One of Dallas's most feared killers, most recently shocking the entire city of Dallas, being arrested whilst being on the run after him, and fellow OTS members rammed into Dallas police in a stolen truck in late July. In this video, we will take a look into all of the bodies that are said to be associated with Yakuza. I would like to clarify for 2 of them, he was accompanied by another person, so that will be taken into consideration as well. But without further ado, let's take a deep dive into all of the victims of Yakuza. Yakuza, real name Deontay Moore, was born on July.
That boy look like he kind of slow, no cap. I mean, he look like he got problems too. He look like he got education or some kind of disorder, but at the same time, he looks like you could tell he ain't all there, y'all.
July 5th, 2005 in East Dallas, more specifically the East Grand Avenue neighborhood, or 223 short for the zip code of the neighborhood. Yakuza even has 223 tattooed on his neck. Not surprising at all, Yakuza is actually the younger brother of another Dallas savage by the name of Stepa, real name Demonta Moore, being born on October 10th, 2001. Stepa, whilst looking harmless, has proven to have a lengthy track record with the Dallas police, even once putting hands on a teacher whilst attending Mesquite High School in 2018, as well as his state fair incident where he fired at a man whilst leaving the fair. This is where Yakuza is said to have picked up his extreme love for violence as well as his introduction into the ruthless streets of Dallas, Texas, joining SCG or Sack Chaser Global. This of course would later become the now famous Only the Sacks, or OTS for short.
Sacks, OTS 444, we don't like nobody.
Co-founded by Foolie, a member from the 65 section of Pleasant Grove SCG along with another gang in the area. No Hospital Gang, or NHG, would begin to cause terror in T streets of Dallas, beefing with the FBG or Free Bird Gang. a group from Fort Deuce in South Dallas.
Wow.
Cartel or Man Man and his younger brother Arrow would become famous around Dallas for fighting until they would start toting guns. As stated before, they were also beefing with the group FBG, a beef that would make many scratch their heads, saying as Strizzy, a top member for FBG, just happens to be cousins with FBG Murda. However, that wouldn't stop the tragedy that would unfortunately take place on April 17, 2021, when Seriante Green, also known as Fats, would attend a park gathering at a park in South Dallas. When shortly after walking from the car, two men would pull up, exit the vehicle, and fire towards Fats, unaliving him on the scene. These two assailants are said to be none other than Stepa and his younger brother Yakuza. As I mentioned before, this was one of the bodies that he was present for, but his rounds probably weren't the fatal rounds. This is supported by autopsy reports showing that Fats was unalived by a pistol round, very important since Yakuza was using a AR. However, while only being 15 years old at the time, this is believed to be Yakuza's first time unaliving someone, with most people saying they observed an intense shift in Yakuza's demeanor.
Yeah, I mean, of course. You have to live with that, bro. You have to see that person. I mean, you could be a savage, whatever, but like at the end of the day, you took a soul, so you have to deal with that person and see that person when you lay down at night. I don't wish that on nobody, bro.
Seeing him show signs of insomnia as well as PTSD. Nevertheless, this is where most say Yakuza would be heavily praised by his OTS members, meanwhile being hated by FBG and Sniper Gang members. Yakuza would become one of OTS's top shooters. Loved for his ability to beat his enemies to the takedown, Yakuza would be used as protection for his courage. May 29th, 2021, Tyler Sheed Ingram, aka T-Man, would
Boy, look at this nigga.
take Yakuza with him to rob a 18-year-old man named KB, real name Kobe Mascoro. T-Man would bring prop money to the exchange, in agreement to buy some pounds off of Kobe, having Yakuza wait outside of the car just in case anything went wrong. Unfortunately, it would when Kobe would realize what was happening. Unable to get to him from the back seat, T-Man signaled for Yakuza to help. He creeps up from the side, firing at Kobe and unaliving him. This death is actually pretty significant, since it's said to be the true root to the beef between OTS and OTG, since Kobe was actually the cousin of OTG member True Glizzy. T-Man, being the actual stepbrother of Yakuza, would take the rap for the case, not wanting to let his younger brother spend the rest of his life behind bars. The robbery situation would show how advanced the Sacks were when it came to deception. They would become known for robbing dealers or running off. Number 7, a known member of the Set Stretch Gang, would take a great liking into Yakuza.
I ain't gonna lie, number 7, if y'all haven't heard him, he was signed to Mo3's label. I think it's HSM. I don't even know what the acronym even stands for real, but check number 7 out. Number 7 is actually a really dope artist.
Allegedly taking him in as a paid hitman for him. Having problems with the clique B4L, Numba 7 would put money on a close affiliate of the group by the name of Billy. Stepa and Yakuza would take this opportunity immediately. On January 12, 2022, they would spot Billy in a parking lot of some apartments in Pleasant Grove, both firing, unaliving Billy at the age of 26. This is where the beef between B4L Baby comes about, where he raps FOTS, nigga FNHG in the track Stepping for Billy. This makes sense because NHG are actually like underdogs to Stretch Gang, with members posting them often on their stories till this day, and OTS and NHG were cool at this time. Something to note about Yakuza during this period is that he would be showing true signs of mental incompetence, such as in the video for popular NHG rapper Bangman's track The One, where Yakuza can be seen bobbing his head weirdly faster than everyone else, something that is very strange saying as the tempo for said song is much slower than what he's doing in the video. This is just one of the very few instances that would support the widely speculated idea that Yakuza is in fact truly screwed up in the head after being around senseless violence growing up. However, one death would have a devastating impact on Yakuza as well as other OTS members.
What trips me out is, man, Dallas Scoreboard, whoever created this channel, and it's a faceless channel, you know, they're using, of course, AI technology for the AI, you know what I mean? I don't know if they do the same thing where they're doing the storyline, you know what I mean? Because you could do the storyline with AI, and you could do, like, everything with AI nowadays, but it wouldn't surprise me. But the narrator, how they put the script in there and they ran with it is crazy, for real.
members. Back in 2021, in the early morning hours of April the 4th, Hank, real name Covion Williams and member of the Fast Money clique, was unalived on the 7800 block of Sovereign Row in Stemmons Corridor. He was 18 years old at the time. Surprisingly enough, Hank would actually be killed in the act of sliding on some of his ops, allegedly them being a mixture of Bank Bro members, a Mesquite-based gang, and Freebody Gang, a gang from the BFL section of Oak Cliff. This is rather shocking to think about saying, as Bug, a currently incarcerated member of Freebody Gang, is responsible for making Hank snaggle tooth after knocking a few of his teeth out after Hank would attempt to rob him months prior to his death. A video would circulate afterwards showing Hank unalived on the ground with a chop next to his feet, something that is often mocked and rapped about by his rivals, often referencing him dying while attempting to slide. OTS members would begin to claim Hank due to him be closely tied with OTS members, starting the phrase, "Hank Gang Forever." 2022 would see the Sacks try their hand at rapping, with Arrow, real name Eric Lampkin Scarborough, or the real FBGK, dropping gritty drill tracks like his Then Leave remix, where he brags about,
I ain't gonna lie, y'all need to check him out. Even though he disrespectful or whatever, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't gonna hold y'all. This boy right here, he got some talent. It's always them fat niggas. Them fat niggas, they gonna get on there and they gonna slide on it every time, for real. And he has a lot of potential as a rap artist. I don't know where he's at now. Y'all let me know in the comments where this dude is at now, cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I mean, I honestly think, is he still out there? Is he still active? Is he locked up? Is he on the other side? I have no idea, so I couldn't tell you. But from what I'm seeing, like, dude, this dude right here, y'all need to check him out. That boy got some good punchlines. Hey, big boy really with the shits for real.
about being a certified shooter and having a high body count in the streets, where you can see notable faces such as Man Man or Cartel, who is actually the older brother of Arrow, as well as BB, a 6K member
They gotta be half brothers, cause he got the bad side of the genetics, boy. I swear, how he's so skinny and he's so big.
Associated with No Hospital Gang. Unfortunately, this brief moment outside of the streets wouldn't last long, because Yakuza would eventually catch his most famous body. I'm of course talking about TG, or Gunna, real name Tavarius Robinson, a known slime in the city of Dallas, most known for being a part of Jug Team, a clique from the Ewing Villas townhomes in Oak Cliff, approximately 3 minutes.
I'm trying to figure out how these people know all this information and how they did their research on this. That's the crazy part about it. These guys, they're not famous. Well, the rappers, they're somewhat famous within their area. But the clique that they're around, all that other stuff, bro, look at them. They're just some young niggas that, you know, look at them. They're dressed regular. Ain't really nothing like, I mean, yeah, the rappers that are in they gang or whatever, yeah, they got some stuff going, they got some motion going, but how do you get all this information regarding these folks is crazy, bro. I don't get it.
From the Dallas Zoo. TG's death would be very strategic, saying as he was said to always be on his pivot, becoming known as one of the biggest practitioners of backdooring, the act of befriending a person or group to get close to them just to betray them when they least expect it, either for money or other lucrative goods they may be involved with. As the story goes, TG had been causing a lot of problems throughout the gritty streets of Afghanistan, being surrounded with numerous cliques around the city from 2020 to 2022, with
So this boy is like click jumping. He goes from click to click. That's crazy. And that's how you end up getting dead the way he got dead, boy. That's wild.
some of these groups being into it with each other simultaneously. One group that he was with would actually be a fatal mistake due to the underlying issues between them and OTS. This would be none other than FBG, which would obviously not sit right with OTS, since they were actively at odds with them after unaliving Fats back in 2021. TG attended the funeral of Fats, which may support the idea that TG had an actual bond with FBG members, and wasn't trying to just come around and slime them. Nevertheless, OTS would have their plans in motion. They would allow TG to believe he was a part of OTS, which they had just created not too long ago that year in 2023, changing from their previous Savvy K Chaser Global. They would plan to link up together on July the 4th, allegedly having TG believe that they would be attending a block party, when in reality the plot would be much more sinister, as details would later prove. Nevertheless, TG, along with Yakuza and a now FBG Murda, real name Kato Rivers, would agree to meet up together at the block party in the East Grand Avenue neighborhood of East Dallas, with the three of them wearing matching outfits, later all posting fit pics before they met. Now the exact specifics of what went down that night.
I ain't gonna lie, that's some young nigga stuff right there, bro. So y'all gonna get on each other's story, y'all's own story, and y'all gonna post matching outfits with different color coordination with the G Nikes and all that other stuff the same day the stuff transpires. Man, I'm telling you what, these youngsters are different, bro.
Are not completely clear, but what is known is that TG went to meet with OTS at this block party. Unfortunately, TG, real name Tavarius Robinson, wouldn't return home that night. He would sadly be found unalived in the alley of a house. This is highly rumored to be the work of none other than Yakuza, with other members Mula and Man playing crucial roles in his demise as well. This situation is truly a testament to how sadistic OTS really are, and the great lengths they will go to prove they are the most ruthless clique in all of Dallas. The murder of TG was a strategic and decisive setup from the beginning, starting with Yakuza attempting to backdoor Gunna about a week prior, meeting up with him to trade guns, not going through with it due to him being with his child at the time. Now, something to be mindful of about this detail is that, in the streets, people usually are never doing business the right way. Someone is always waiting or attempting to get over on the next person, hence why trading is usually a no-no in the streets. However, the two would agree to trade firearms, but they both were thinking the same thing. TG, given a Glock 26 handgun from an alleged friend, would trade Yakuza the pistol for a Tech 9. As stated before, Yakuza was already trying to backdoor Gunna, so he gave him a faulty tech that would knowingly jam if it was fired. This is the same tech that you see on TG's last post sitting on the counter. Later that day, after arriving at the promised house for the block party, TG would be met with a scary surprise. There, of course, was no block party. There was no one there but TG and OTS. That's when TG realized what was going on, allegedly running through the back, being chased by Yakuza, Man and Mula, where he was shot and unalived and left in the alley, sadly being found by his family on July 6th. Yakuza is said to be the one who put almost 7 shots to TG's face. Murda and Yakuza would delete the photos they posted of them matching with TG later the next morning, with TG's post staying up, being the last thing he would post on that day. OTS would be called out openly by people for backdooring TG, with people mainly putting the blame on Yakuza. He would go on to attempt to cover his tracks by fake mourning TG, creating an entire highlight on his Instagram, posting about how he missed TG and would be sliding for him for revenge, knowing he was the one behind his death. Yakuza is truly a psychopath by all means, going as far as to get TG's name tatted on him to throw the law enforcement off of his trail. This wouldn't do much for the others involved, since
he trying to be on some Gucci Mane. He trying to be doing what the Gucci Mane. He trying to do Gucci Mane. Hey, he trying to get on there and put an ice cream cone on his face just to throw the laws off, saying that he got a problem. Like, come on,
members
bro.
Man and Mula were arrested shortly after the passing of TG, both being charged in connection to his death, after Man was allegedly caught on camera going back to the getaway vehicle used in the murder. TG's mom would be searching everywhere for her son, with no help from anyone, constantly asking.
This gotta be AI, how they did the storyline, because that definitely isn't TG's mom. But okay.
Asking people for answers, mainly the question of where is TG? This would start the popular phrase, where TF is TG, popularized by rapper Rundown 4 after his track of the same name a few months after TG passed. His ops mock him constantly, with many poking fun at the fact that a full adult man could even go missing in the first place, further proving the allegations against OTS that they in fact took out one of their own. Yakuza would be taken into custody not too long after this, but would be released due to insufficient evidence. This would be the last time that Yakuza would get off so easy after doing something so brazenly, because Yakuza, being the psychopathic hothead he is, would go on to shock the entire city of Dallas, in what is said to be one of the biggest plot twists in all of Dallas drill. As 2024 comes around, the emergence of the new Dallas drill scene is taking the world by storm, with FBG Murda being one of the main voices of the movement. Having all eyes on him and his group OTS, he would rise to top ranks in the drill scene whilst having Yakuza with his bloody reputation of shoot first and ask questions later being the muscle for the group. March of 2024, Yakuza, looking to add to his growing arsenal, would begin discussing the possible purchase of switches from two teens from the North Dallas area, agreeing to meet up to do the transaction in a parking lot of the Uncle Lee grocery store in South Dallas. Now,
and as you can see in the past, he tries to get over on him, or he does get over on him. So this is gonna be bad business all together.
sometime while in the vehicle, one of the teens would bring up the suggestion of a trade. Yakuza, not feeling the situation, possibly certain they were attempting to slime him, would do the absolute unthinkable, shooting both of the teens before getting out, taking a picture of one of them, then fleeing the scene. These two teens would be Cameron Stacy, aka Cam, and Kamari Smith Caps, aka Mari, both 18 years old. Cam and Mari were a part of CTG, or Cutthroat Gang, a predominantly Hispanic clique from the Mayhem and Spring Valley section of North Dallas. They are closely allied with another predominantly Hispanic clique called SOS from the Richland Trace Apartments in North Dallas. The death of these two teens would spark large outrage from the local community, with many of them blind to the fact that they were actually gang members. No one other than CTG and SOS would even know who was behind this, however. With many assuming it was C4G from Oak Cliff, we would soon learn the truth when on July 25th, news would start to circulate of a large police presence in North Dallas due to an officer-involved shooting. This would unfortunately be Yakuza as well as top OTS member Arrow. They would be taken into custody after they would ram a stolen truck into Dallas police while trying to escape.
God! Good?
Damn, these boys wild, boy.
News would break of a wanted murder suspect being arrested after an officer shooting. The suspect would be Yakuza, since as info would later be revealed, he was actually on the run at the time due to his active warrant for the murders of Cam and Mari. Text messages would show Yakuza and the two SOS members planned on making a deal for the switches when Yakuza felt played and took them out, taking in pic of the bodies and sending them to SOS members telling them to get back. This would explain why eventually on the early morning of June 7th, Yakuza, along with his mother, would be leaving a Walmart in the North Dallas area when a car would pull up, firing at their vehicle, leaving Yakuza's mom in critical condition and him walking away unscathed.
Okay.
He would almost instantly get on social media laughing at the attempt, whilst his mother was fighting for her life. Yakuza allegedly even used his own mother as a human shield when the shots started going off.
Oh man, this nigga he ain't it, bruh. He ain't it, bruh. He ain't it. Your own T Jones, your own T lady, your own mother. That is crazy, bruh.
And that came from a quote-unquote reliable source. This would later be proven to be the work of CTG members after they would get Yakuza's location from a female that used to deal with him. When this information was released, many people were shocked and confused since this was completely out of the blue because SOS and CTG never had beef with OTS until this. So many people were just lost for words because now this has started a completely new conflict, with CTG openly vowing revenge for Cam and Mari, now stamping the beginning of the war between SOS and OTS. Yakuza is currently in custody, as many fans of Dallas drill flock to his story, with many referring to him as the King Von of Dallas.
I just said that. I said that in the beginning of this live stream because I think in comparison, they are really close in their quote-unquote body count.
With a total of 6 bodies opposed to Von's alleged 7, Yakuza will definitely go down in the books as one of the most feared shooters in Dallas.
So basically, you're a serial killer, bro. They need to mark them as serial killers, bro. That's wild, though. I mean, that's wild. Let's go into the. I like to go into the popular stuff because the popular stuff is what's popping. So we're gonna. I already went into the most active ones. You could check out that video. I dropped that at 4:00 Central Time. We're gonna go into. Okay, so they were talking about him, and there he goes right there, the biggest slime. We're gonna go into it. So
This video is for educational
Matter of fact, since we're on the live stream, I've been drinking, so I'm going to pour me up another cup. 1 minute recession. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. It's been real, for real. I started this channel roughly around, I would say, I think the birthday of this channel is April 18th. So we're approaching it. I've gotten more like consistent with this channel, and I've been dropping more on this channel, and it's been taking off. Whenever I took a break from the channel with life situations and everything that's going on from this channel, I believe I was stuck or it plateaued at roughly around 25 or 30,000. Within the last 2 weeks, I've garnished over, I think, 50 or 60,000. Actually more than that, because I'm about to hit over 80,000 views on this channel, and I've already hit the threshold of, you feel me, over 250. So I'm at the halfway mark. So I want to get this stuff going. If I can get this channel going even more to where, you know, I get this stuff monetized, advertisements come about, all that other stuff comes about, and I start getting paid for this YouTube page, you feel me? I'm gonna have some affiliate pages surface, but at the same time, you know what I mean, it's not even just that. I'm definitely giving back. So I'm a big advocate when it comes to like support. You know what I mean? I like to support other people because they support me. So I mean, that's what it's gonna really boil down into. So all right. Anyways, this video, I think this will be my last video for my live stream. And then yeah, but in the meantime, let me go ahead and make me another cup. We're gonna have a 2-minute recession. I'll be right back, y'all. I appreciate everybody that's been hopping on here, hopping off here, whatever. It's getting my views up. Hopefully I get some people to subscribe to my channel too, man. This channel's Rap Rejects. It's almost a year old. The birthday's coming up on April 18th. Like I said before, I go over everything from production, engineering, using Logic Pro X as the main one. That's how it started off. And also I give tips and tricks on how to record. So yeah, but also I've been going into reaction videos, or getting into reaction videos, getting into rap news as well. So that really flourished this channel real quick, and I'm going to continue to do this and that. So it'll be rap news, reactions to rap, or this urban type stuff, or ignorant stuff, whatever. I'm putting my 2 cents to it. And then on top of that, you know, of course, the tips, tricks, how-tos for recording. So 2 minutes. Be back. Gotta make a cup. All right. I am back. Let's do it, y'all. It's going down. Let's start this up. TG, the biggest slime in Dallas. So let's see what it's talking about.
documentary purposes only. It is meant to provide an authoritative news reporting narrative of historic events that have occurred presented in a journalistic context.
Envy, money, betrayal, all things that when mixed together will never have a great outcome. Being conniving in the streets will bring either good or bad, no in between.
Mostly bad.
In today's video, we will take a look into the most captivating story in Dallas drill. The most hated guy in Dallas. TG, the biggest slime, Dallas. Tavarius Robinson, or TG, was born March 29, 2003 in Denver, Colorado, a city that has very similar gang culture as Los Angeles, a fact that will come into the question later in the story. The Denver gang culture is almost one of one with LA's blood and Crip politics, so identical that the city has adopted their accent and style of lingo as well. Growing up in Denver, TG would be said to be a curious child, always wondering this, wanting to do this, be involved in that. He wanted to be the life of the party, the one you always knew or heard about. In 2011, at the age of 8, TG would move to Dallas, Texas, specifically the rough and grimy streets of Highland Hills. Here, TG would begin.
If y'all don't know about Dallas, most of the hoods that they're naming, they in other videos they've been, saying, oh, they're all different gangs in the same hood. No. Okay. Highland Hills is kind of Oak Cliff, but it's Highland Hills, if that makes sense. There's Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove, that's not Oak Cliff. Then you got South Dallas. That is not Oak Cliff. They are all different. Okay? Now they're close in proximity to each other. They're all within the southeastern side of the city of Dallas. But yes, they're not the same hood. They're all separate hoods, but they're all near each other.
Began to witness the reality of poverty, ingraining a deep determination to make something of himself no matter what it took. During this time, him and his family would go back and forth to Denver. Come 2016, they come back to Dallas. While visiting a relative in Mesquite, his mom's niece would introduce him to Commandra Tucker, aka Snoop. The two would click instantly. With the two becoming so inseparable, TG would run away from home to hang with Snoop for an entire month. Now, Snoop, along with his brother Mark, would move to Oak Cliff, the Ewing Villas townhomes, only 3 minutes from the Dallas Zoo. This would also be the location where the infamous Jug Team X Global Gang was formed. With notable members such as Snoop, Mark, Bori, and Fat Daddy, Jug Team would begin rapping and becoming active in the streets.
Fat Daddy's crazy.
Being from Oak Cliff, the young set of teens would beef with other Oak Cliff gangs like the Highland Hills Gang OTG, or only the Glizzies, ATM.
Y'all need to change your name, bruh. Only the Glizzies. What the?
LA, a gang from the Grove and the Cliff, with their most known member being the now incarcerated rapper LA Bori. Drilla Gang, a Mesquite-based gang that fallen OTG member Fazo Glizzy used to be a part of, under the name Stretch M Drilla, as well as FMG or Fly Money Gang, a collection of different hoods as one which once included the biggest crash out, EBK Cyrac, for a short period of time. Throughout 2017-2018,
I want to know what his story is, because they said the biggest crash out, so what did he do? I want to know what he done did, y'all.
Jug Team and their biggest ops, OTG and ATM, would be at war in the streets of Dallas. From shootouts to diss songs, the beef was definitely raging. TG himself would also be very passionate for music around this time, dropping a few notable songs such as his melodic vocal-style track Gang Shit, featuring Snoopy.
I be on a whole lot of games. I be on a whole lot of games.
And his infamous.
I've heard a whole bunch of the Dallas drill stuff, and that by far is the most poo. Rest in peace to him, though, but bro, leave that alone, please.
Gummo remix. However, behind the scenes, all of the work being put in wasn't being appreciated by all of the Jug Team members. Mark, being the blood brother of Snoopa, is actually said to not really be that fond of TG, with some speculating he was actually jealous of the close bond TG and Snoop shared. Mainly being because Mark and Snoop were actually related through blood, and TG was just a dude from Denver that Snoop met and started to hang around. Despite TG, 14 at the time, being a very active member in the group, other Jug Team members would share the same attitude as Mark, showing less and less respect towards TG, since to them he wasn't a true member because he was from out of town and they didn't know him for that long.
I could see where they're going with it, and I could see why he turned into what he turned into. But carry on.
Jug Team would suffer a saddening loss when one of their very beloved members, Corey Carson, or Fat Daddy, would pass away at the age of 17 in a car wreck. This wouldn't be the first crippling loss the group would suffer. While being a true savage in the streets will bring you respect and a name, it also brings the unexpected, which is exactly what happened on August 16, 2018, when Commandra Tucker, better known as Snoopa, was shot and unalived during a home invasion. This death would prove to be what most people say was the downfall of the group. Making it even worse, TG was...
If y'all don't know anything about Dallas, I didn't even know that they were this big. Let me see if I can get to it. They was on Real Life Street Stars. That's crazy. I've never seen that episode. That's crazy.
Downfall of the group. Making it even worse, TG was locked up during this time, being told the news by his mom over the jail phone. After Snoope passed, this is when T is said to have lost motivation for music and would begin to distance himself from Jug Team members. Since Snoope was now gone, the other Jug Team members didn't have a reason to have Tej around. This would be solidified after Tej wanted to do music with a member of Drilla Gang. Members like Mark and Luke wouldn't like this. Tej didn't care, and still did the music, so Jug Team would cut ties with TG altogether. The death of Snoop was detrimental for TG, setting the beginning of the TG that Dallas would become all too familiar with.
It makes sense. It really makes sense because he feel like, okay, I can understand where he comes from. I'm not trying to, long story short, I'm originally from Atlanta. Well, I was born in Atlanta. I have family that still live in Atlanta. And there's real gangs, real stuff out there. You feel me? And then there's gangs in East Texas too, but like I was always the outcast because I wasn't from there.
Sliming, backdooring, to go behind someone's back to rob, or
we know what that means, bruh.
Or even unalive them for monetary gain or just moving fishy. Something that should be noted in the mind of TG. To him, none of these people were his people. After losing Snoop, TG would begin to lose morals and loyalty for anyone. Coming from Denver, where the gang culture is synonymous with LA, TG looked at all of these other groups as just cliques.
Yep.
He
busters, for real.
Didn't care about the street aspect of the group. As far as he was concerned, he was only loyal to himself. Becoming so disloyal, getting backdoor tattooed on his face.
Oh, that's crazy.
TG had developed a mentality where only the people around him could better his life. He would target any clique in the city that had a name. Any group that was popping, turned, or lit around the city, he wanted to surround himself with them, get close to them, and when the time was right, he would take them down, robbing them for any money, drugs, or guns that they were carrying or moving. Being locked up from 2018-2022, TG would miss a lot, choosing to go back to his home of Denver, Colorado. This is where he would join the Piru set, Park Hill.
Okay. I know they got a narrator, but it's Piru, right? So, for all the uneducated viewers, it's Piru, not Piru. All right, carry on.
Hill Piru Bloods, rapping with members under the stage name Bougie Roo. This is the same group that he would catch a case with in 2022, allegedly using stolen information to purchase luxury vehicles, never paying for them. Joining the Pirus would change the way TG viewed gangs on another level. Since LA gangs, you had to be formally jumped in, unlike Dallas gangs where you could just join if you said you were down for it. He didn't take Dallas groups seriously, only looking at them as weenies that he could infiltrate and take over whatever they were involved in.
Busters. That's what they would say, buster. You know what I mean?
Once TG came back to Dallas, he had his eyes set his target. FBG, the Crip set from 4 Deuce in South Dallas. Gunna was hanging around them a lot, being seen at functions with them as well as pics together. He even attended the funeral of fallen FBG member Fats, who he would start dissing shortly after he parted ways with the group.
What?
Something that has to be stated as well is the fact that, unsurprisingly, Strizzy, a top member of FBG, was already on his trails. Seeing the plot early on, but being held off by other FBG members who didn't want to go with the move, taking a great liking into T's. See, TG wasn't shy about his character of being a grimy person. He actually took pride in being someone who didn't show loyalty to anyone. He was always looking for an opportunity, a chance. This is supported by one of his most famous situations. TG is known to have known a lot of people. He was seen and known to be with almost every clique in Dallas. He could even be seen with top stretch gang member number 7. This relationship was said to be very close. This would explain why TG would slime popular Arlington rapper OG Maine, or now Meezy Maine, who made a song with number 7's op BFG Strap in early 2021. In 2022, shortly after shooting the music video to his song Crash Out, TG would pull a bold move, robbing Meezy Maine for all of the guns he had in the video only 2 days later. Even going on Instagram Live bragging about it, where he can be seen with the same MAC-10 styled gun seen by Meezy Maine on his profile, dissing FBG and Sniper Gang.
And then it's always the people smiling behind your back and doing all that stuff behind your back, and they smiling behind your back and all that other stuff and laughing with you, but whenever you pass, 9 times out of 10, they wish death upon you. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got to be very careful on who you keep as company, because all them people that are in the background while he's doing that live stream, saying what he's saying, doing what he's doing, you feel me? They don't care about him. Like, bro, you got to keep your circle small. And I say it all the time, you know what I mean? Because these people are acting crazy with him in the background, but nobody slid for this fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Free the ops so we can smoke them.
Yes, and where was you at whenever he was on the live? Let's talk about that.
I backed on my mama, nigga.
Oh God, nigga, what you talking about? Nigga, King Snake.
What is y'all talking about? Y'all tripping.
Back no gang, I'm King Snake. Cross around, still a back of cake. What?
TG clearly was determined to take anyone down. If you had what he wanted, he was on you. He wanted to be known as the biggest snake, the top slime. In 2023, TG would start doing business in the East. Him and another rapper, Kato Rivers, better known as FBG Murda, would be making a name in the city, coming up overnight from fake check scams, seemingly being turned and flashing big stacks of money on social media. TG would diss one of their members, Man, for allegedly snitching on the news when he was a kid, after being grazed by a bullet in a now-deleted Instagram freestyle.
And I say that shit again, you just gonna make me mad. My niggas in the field, out in that field, why would you get past? I'm sick of seeing niggas in the mall walking with no bag. What you asking if you got it with your bro? Nigga, I'll make this bitch a brick, this a real shit. You know that nigga man that L, what's that boy a real sneak?
He would also diss their fallen member, Hank, who was unalived in 2021. TG would take notice to Kato's come up, deciding OTS would be his next target. He would stop dissing Hank, thinking that OTS members wouldn't rep for him. However, he wasn't aware of the plot that would unfold at hand. OTS, being aware of Gunna's...
I talked about this before, and I'll say it again. Hey, Arrow, whatever your name is, you know what I mean? Boy, this dude on the far right-hand side, boy, you might be a stepper or whatever, bro. but you need a stylist, man. Pick some clothes that fit your fat ass, boy.
His grimy past and his reputation for being a snake would be all too prepared to accept TG as one of their own, devising a plan to take TG down before he could get them. July 4th comes around. TG and OTS members, Mula, Kato, and Man all drop matching photos for the 4th of July, with Kato and Yakuza allegedly wearing the same thing as TG, just with different colored shorts on. TG would post his last picture, him sitting at his mom's kitchen with a disrespectful caption dissing fallen OTG member Jizzle and ATM member 10K Lil Winford. A fact that is crazy considering TG grew up with some OTG members, including the infamous Ball-Out Glizzy.
That boy was wishing and hoping. He worked hard to be in the position that he at now, in the grave, boy. That boy crazy.
Despite who he dissed, TG wouldn't return home that night, last being seen with his apparent OTS gang members. Unfortunately, TG wouldn't be found until July 6th in an alley in East Dallas. News of his passing would surprise the city, with multiple sides laughing and mocking his passing. But what happened to him? As stated before, TG and OTS didn't have the best record. TG had already dissed a beloved member, as well as mocked another respected member for allegedly snitching, something that is never acceptable in the streets.
They talking about, oh boy, that was a smaller picture of him. Nah, you feel me? This is him now. But whenever he was younger, he, I guess, was he got on the news and he, I guess, said, you know, snitched on the news saying that somebody grazed him with a bullet or whatever. But now he's with the gang, you know what I mean? So Lord have mercy, y'all.
So for OTS, they had to get him gone. They knew it wouldn't be easy, so they had to be strategic. A week earlier, Yakuza would attempt to take him out, but the plan didn't go so well, so they had to call it off.
Y'all gonna see a lot about this dude probably, man. Especially if he has 6 bodies. If he has 6 bodies, if old boy really got 6 bodies, that boy gonna be in a lot of these Dallas Scoreboard episodes. I can promise you that.
Off. They would, however, trade guns, giving him a tech. This tech, however, would knowingly not shoot. It was guaranteed to jam. This is the same tech that you see on the counter in his last photo. On the 4th of July, they had the plan set to match outfits with him to lure him in. They would all post that day. At the end of the day, they would go to a hood.
Y'all gotta do better, man. Y'all gotta do better, man. Y'all gotta do better, man. That's all I gotta say. Y'all got to do better, man.
Hood in East Dallas. There, Mula, Man, and Yakuza would have TG in an alley, where Yakuza is said to have unloaded a full clip into his face, leaving TG for dead, not to be found until a whole 2 days later. After the 4th, OTS had already deleted the photos they took of them all matching with TG to cover their tracks. Yakuza would go the furthest to cover his trail, going as far to create an entire fake memorial highlight on his Instagram, pretending to be sad and remorseful for the death of TG just to keep the heat off of him. However, if you look into any of the members, none of them acknowledge TG at all. People would call out OTS blatantly for backdooring TG. His death is often mocked by his many enemies, poking fun at the fact that he was missing, asking where he is. This was most associated with the song Where TF is TG by PCE rapper Rundown 4. Eerily, TG unknowingly would have his killers on his profile picture still till this day. That's going to wrap up today's video. What do you think about TG?
Hey,
was he the most hated guy in Dallas? Let me know in the comments below, thank you.
Hey, how do they get this information, bro? And then they put the narrator in there and it's a faceless profile, bro. I don't get it. Is it the feds? Man, this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Like, this Dallas drill stuff is crazy, bro. You know what? I'm going to go to one more video, man. I see, you know, my Canon R50 is slowly overheating, but it's okay. I think from what I've seen, I got about an hour to do this. So let's go into more popular ones. So far we viewed most active gangs in drill, which is the highest, heaviest one. Then we got the biggest slime. Oh, I did the victims of Yakuza for the first one, you know what I mean? So we did that. Let's do Dallas drill top killers and we'll end it with this. And I'm gonna do a 2-minute recess. I'm finna get me another cup, you know what I mean? Might have to drain lizard, you know what I mean? But we're gonna get right into it. But yeah. Hey, so far so good, bro. I think I got collectively like a few viewers on here. I don't know if we got any new subscribers. I'm looking right now. I'm trying to see if we got any new subscribers on my channel. I don't know yet, you know what I mean? We're gonna see. I'm looking right now, looking right now. Now I got one since then. So and then my stuff's going up as far as like engagement and all that stuff too. So that's cool too. From me being live. So that's cool. I respect that, you know. But yeah, this is crazy, bro. I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna try to go live and live stream. Probably, I would say maybe twice a week. You know what I mean? Keep y'all in the loop. Do this twice a week. Do it like that. You know what I mean? Because I know y'all like everything for me doing like live studio sessions to covering rap news to doing like this type of stuff where I'm doing reaction videos. I mean, yeah, bro, like it's ideal for shit show. So, let's see here. I'm going to go to the next one. Let's go to the top killers, and then we're gonna go ahead and pause it. I'm gonna do an intermission, recession, intermission. We're gonna do it 2 minutes. Stick with me, y'all. I think I got one live viewer right now, which is cool. Maybe this will go up. But this is dope too because just a little sauce for y'all. You know what I mean? You record this stuff. When you record it, you can clip it up and put it in the shorts. So that's the main thing here. That's what you want to do. You want to clip it up, put it in the shorts, and that's how you keep elevating your channel. It's about being consistent, ladies and gentlemen. Be consistent. The consistency is key, man. So I'm finna make me another one for y'all, baby. Make another one for y'all. Oh, all right. All right, let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get into the business. Dallas drill top killers. Let's go.
This video is for educational documentary purposes only. It is meant to provide an authoritative news reporting narrative of historic events that have occurred presented in a journalistic context. Violence in Dallas has been on the rise in the city of Dallas as a result of the overnight success of the Dallas drill scene in the last 4 months.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna stop you right there. They say the rise, but it's been going on. It's been going on for decades. Dallas has always been dangerous. But carry on.
In these ruthless streets, violent sets are prominent examples of products of the environment, with multiple members roaming the surrounding hoods, carrying the reality of their actions day by day. In today's video, we will look into some of the most known killers in Dallas drill. K4M, or Killing Four Minds, is a blood set out of Lancaster, more specifically the Rosemonts of Lancaster, most associated with the rapper Thuka D and his ongoing feud.
A lot of people don't know this, so I'm going to go ahead and explain the slang in Dallas and Fort Worth. They call it the DF-Dub, Dallas-Fort Worth area. They're not the same, but there's cities and stuff around them that make the megaplex or the metroplex or whatever. Thuka is a gun, so I'm just clearing that up for people that don't know what a Thuka is.
With another well-known and prolific stepper, Rundown 4 from PCE. K4M is believed to have at least 4 bodies tied to their group, all from different sets around the city that they are.
Boy, they be having some diabolical haircuts in Dallas, boy. I be wanting to, hey, the more diabolical the haircut, the more likely they a stepper.
Are into it with. Cam, or Headshot, is a well-known member of K4M and is by far their most deadliest member. He has built a reputation as one who shoots first and asks questions later. It is said that he started going by Headshot after catching a PCE member lacking, aiming only for his head. However, I have not been able to confirm this story. Even better though, Headshot is confirmed 2 times, meaning he has 2 bodies under his belt, with his first body coming June 30th, 2023. A man by the name of Baby K. He was shot and killed while attempting to slide on K4M members. Cam would get the ups first, unaliving him in the act.
It's your boy Smash. I'm out here in Richardson, man. Large crime scene over here too. It's right between Dollar Tree and the Quick Trip. The blue car got windows shot out and everything, so as you see that window.
He was actually picked up on this murder shortly afterwards, but due to it being self-defense, he would easily beat this case and return to the grimy streets, dishing out pain to those who dare step to K4M. His next body would come on September 20th, 2023, when Skylar Linson made the grave mistake of looking for attention. Out of all of the different ways he could have chose, he chose to create diss songs towards fallen K4M member Kwaye. In the evening of September 20th, 2023, Skylar would post a extremely disrespectful triller dissing K4M. Shortly afterwards, 2 K4M members would pull up, unaliving Skylar not even 10 minutes after recording the now viral triller.
All new at 10 o'clock for you. Nothing short of staggering news out of Louisville. Louisville high school student is dead after he was shot just off campus. It happened this afternoon, and the teenager's been identified by police as 17-year-old Skylar London. We are told he was in a parking lot of a nearby fast food restaurant.
I'm confused. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they say that they were from, well, they pronounce it in Dallas as Lancaster, but it's Lancaster. I don't know. Maybe I'm tweaking. But Louisville is way far up north.
When he was shot,
that's not even Dallas.
Louisville police say the suspected gunman drove away after the shooting, but officers were able to catch that person. There was a brief chase. All we know tonight about the alleged shooter is that he is a juvenile, did not go to Louisville High School, and so far no motive as to why this happened today.
Even though he wasn't arrested on this case, he is believed to be the second shooter. OTS, or Only the Sacks, hailing from the historic 444 Oak Hollow Apartments in Pleasant Grove. This bloodthirsty group of steppers have established themselves as savages, out for blood, and will do whatever to collect. Founded in 2017 by members Fooley and Steppa, OTS has proven to be a force to be reckoned with, choosing to not discuss their work online, keeping it strictly in the streets to lower the risk of self-incriminating themselves. Their main ops are FBG, a set of neighborhood Crips from the Four Deuce section of South Dallas, as well as ATM from Highland Hills. Yakuza, or King Kuza, is what most people can only describe as a psychopath. With a body count of 2, Yakuza has made sure to instill fear into all of his rivals.
They say a confirmed body count of 2, but they say allegedly he has 6. And I knew it. I knew they were gonna keep mentioning this dude. Let me fix my settings on this. There we go.
This is one member that is often ran from by the toughest of these people. He is widely believed to have whacked a loved young Hittis member named Billy back in 2022, along with Monte on the hit. Monte or Stepa is widely believed to be the shooter that unalived FBG member Fats in April 2021 at a park. Although Stepa is currently incarcerated, no one has been charged for the unaliving of Fats.
That neck tattoo, you can't get away with that neck tattoo in 2025, man. You know what I mean? Sack chaser. What?
C4G aka Channel 4 gang have risen from the hectic slums of BFL.
That dude in the middle, his name's D Glock. Check him out. He a youngster. I think he looked from the voice and the way he looked, that boy sound, and he looked like he's 16, 17 years old. He might be 18 now. I'm not sure. But check D Glock out. That young man really know how to rap for real. And I wish he would take his craft seriously.
In Oak Cliff. With their reckless behavior and absolute disregard for human life, Channel 4 has easily made themselves the most hated gang in Dallas these days. Due to their most popular members, Mark and D Glock, both incarcerated at the time of this recording, Channel 4 is recognized by Dallas drill fans as demonic and two-faced from the different takedowns they have pulled around the city. Their most active and downright terrifying member, Mari or Spank, was just picked up sometime in March for the hit on Jay Murda, a MG member that was unalived in front of his girlfriend by Mayor. This is confirmed 100% all thanks to D Glock, constantly giving him credit and shouting him out for the work he has put in for C4G.
Police are searching for answers surrounding a deadly shooting involving 2 teenagers outside of a Dallas apartment complex. The shooting happened Friday night along Robert B. Cullum Boulevard, that's just south of Fair Park in Dallas. According to DPD, a 16-year-old boy was found shot to death in the breezeway of a building. A 15-year-old girl was also wounded. She is expected to be okay. Police aren't releasing their names because of their ages, and so far, nothing from investigators on a possible motive or suspects.
That's sad, y'all. That's super sad for real. Like, that's sad. To be that young and to go through all that and to have that type of stuff, like, bruh, that is crazy. Like, that is super crazy. I don't see how these youngsters are really, like, doing what they doing. You know what I mean? That is super crazy, bruh. That is super crazy, bruh. Man, I need some comments up in this thing, man. I see I got another viewer in here. There was 3. It's been trickling from 3, 4, back to 2 to 1, and I got 2 right now. Holla at me. Let me know what's up. Let me know if you subscribed. I'm doing live streams twice a week. I'm also doing reaction videos, how-to videos on recording and stuff like that. So yeah. We're gonna go, you know what? I'm trying to end this, but I'm not, because I like getting on here and I like looking at all these different episodes, man. So far, I'm gonna give y'all a rundown. So, of course, we did this. I did an actual video for this. We did the Victims of Yakuza, which is one of the most notorious people in Dallas for bodies. We did the Biggest Slime in Dallas, which is also a victim of Yakuza. And then we went into the top killers in the Dallas drill, you know what I mean? So far we did 1, 2, 3 different episodes. We'll do one more episode. We're gonna go ahead and do the Warren Oak Cliff 5K versus Channel 4. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna see what is looking like. Grab your popcorn, grab some chips, grab all the stuff and the necessities you need to watch the video and the live stream, because it's really going down. You know what I mean? It's going down in the South. It's going down in Texas for shit show. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do one more recession, one more episode. I don't know why I say recession, intermission. You know what I mean? This is every episode. I drink fast, so every episode, this is better than Drink Champs. We're gonna watch some entertaining stuff. You know what I mean? And every time a new episode drops, I'm going to pour me up another cup. So it can get a little ignorant towards the end. You know what I mean? It's going to get a little ignorant toward the end. So we got a second towards 7 minutes of ignorance for you. You feel me? So I'm going to pour me up another cup. And then I will start this video, and we're gonna do another 2-minute intermission. So, like I said before, we got another viewer on here. Every new video, this is the 4th or 5th video that I played, I pour me up another cup. So this is better than Drink Champs. You get to witness this stuff live, see this stuff live, see me react to it live, and in the midst of it, I am drinking. So here we go. Intermission, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. I'm back at it like a crack addict. You know what I'm talking about? Like a bad habit. You know what I'm talking about? All right, let's start this out. The War in Oak Cliff, 5K versus Channel 4. Let's see what it's talking about. Let's go.
I'm the same nigga spin through the 6. You live by the gun, don't doubt that bitch. Man down on the play, got left with a stick or the one trying to move this meeting. Got left with the play, pull up, start the car, let us out. We the new go to state. This a dead nigga song, let the bitch DOA bring it in, bust it down, side back 28. I'm shooting to kill, I need all my dogs, don't play about this shit. I need all my pay, I done taught my cleats with the ones get on feet, pull up, get the shooting like Steph, be loving the step. He was playing both sides, end up whacking the real.
No. Before we start the video, please subscribe to the channel.
No.
It helps us reach a wider audience and shows your support. Also follow my Instagram at Dallas Scoreboard.
I followed you. I did all that.
In today's video, we will be discussing the ongoing beef between 5K and Channel 4. Before we jump into the politics behind this war, we first need to acknowledge that these two gangs are both from Oak Cliff, but in Dallas. Some neighborhoods are known to intentionally establish themselves as their own hood, as you will soon understand. 5K comes from the heart of Highland Hills. The Estelle Village Apartments, aka the Pinks. If you're from this area, then I don't need to talk much about these apartments.
You have to realize that Oak Cliff and Highland Hills is the same, but it's not. So you have Oak Cliff, but then you have Highland Hills, which is a part of Oak Cliff, but they would rather say Highland Hills. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Shootings, murders, burglaries, really all crime is very common here and has been that way since this generation was still in diapers. But now things are to a whole different level. Much like majority of hoods in Oak Cliff, this is certainly a place you don't go if you aren't too familiar. It could easily cost you your life.
Yup.
5K is basically a subset of 10K ATM. A group of older dudes 20.
Wait, hold on. This is crazy, bro. That better be a water gun. That better be a water gun, bro. What is this little girl boy doing holding this gun right here? What is really going down? What is really going down? I just beat that. What is really going down? What is going down? I hope that's fake. I hope that's a water pistol or a BB gun or something. They tweaking.
To 25 from the Devon Park Apartments.
What is that?
AKA the Browns, led by 10K Lo Winford and Jorge Jefe. They are really just the younger generation that grew up around the older guys in the apartments, hence the name similarity. 5K notable members consist of Glocks Red, La Bands, Mad Max, K-Man, 7, Key, Hothead, Head Huncho, and Lil D. K-Man, K-Mizzle, or Baba is 5K's only fallen member. He was killed June 1st, 2020 by an accidental gunshot to the head at a gas station. He was only 16 years old. They adopted the name Mizzle Jumpouts in his honor. 5K is also at war with Killing for Minds K4M, which is a clique of Bloods from Lancaster, specifically the Rose.
If you don't know anything about Dallas, it's not Lancaster. They pronounce it Lancaster. All right, there we go.
Months of Lancaster Apartments, No Hospital Gang, and HG in Pleasant Grove. All off Finesse AOF from Hamilton Park, Mesquite, Fast Money FBG South Dallas, and HBO in Richardson, Lau. Channel 4 comes out of BFL, which is a known bloodhood. They are from the infamous Prince Hall Apartments, now known as Paseo Apartments. The Prince Hall Apartments deserve a video of its own that is coming soon. Anyways, this section of Oak Cliff is extremely wild and dangerous. Leave your infinity running while you go in the store, and you might as well say that shit is took. Just like 5K. Channel 4 is mainly a younger group consisting of teens 14 to 18-year-old from the BFL area, and some from the Grove. Notable members of Channel 4 are Mark, La D, D for Glizzy, Spank, La Headshot, Cayenne, Stepa, and Tap. Channel 4 claims a Dusa. Only picture I could find of Mario. Channel 4 is also known to be in the Las Lomas Apartments area, approximately 12 minutes from BFG. Channel 4 is at war with 5K, 6K, 8K, and 8.
I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between them. You got 5K, 6K, 8K. I know No Hospital Gang and SOS, you know, I know them. I know 5K. But where is the 6 and 8 coming from? And are they in alliance with each other? Because they have to. I don't know. It's crazy.
HG and OS. I seriously don't know how these dudes are able to get a break when they are into it with so many sections. Something that I almost forgot to mention is the fact neither one of the groups have bodies on each other. They spin each other's sections back and forth, skied up with switches and dracs, but there hasn't been any casualties, fortunately. This generation of young Dallas teens are not the millennial generation that gave these hoods the fearsome reputation that it has now. They are on their way to making it deadlier. Some of these cliques aren't even chasing money these days. These kids are literally just bloodthirsty, itching for get back, revenge for this diss, that post. Nobody wants to be the bigger person and let any amount of disrespect slide in fear of looking weak.
Beat you, nigga. Ah, man, fuck got you, boy. Don't touch my phone. Don't touch my phone. Nigga, dry your ass.
Rap ass niggas say they be at though. Like, is this the dry hill, man? I can merge. We too deep in this house. No bullshit. Then what these young niggas say they be. I'm so 5K trying to kill me. K-Man jump out and show him with this shit. Get him. Let me go slow, fam. See if I spot a nigga ass or something, fam.
These boys are certified crash outs, man. They certified crash outs, man. Like, you really gonna get on your live, drop the location where you at in your app's hood, and you think it's gonna be gravy. Well, it might be gravy. I don't know. Maybe they ain't really about it. I don't know, but it's not smart. You know what I mean? You're self-incriminating yourself because, bro, you don't think the cops, you don't think the feds, you don't think none of them got social media? They got social media, bro. It could be that baddie that you be checking out. You think she really like who she is? They can dress up a profile so lavish, bro. Everybody can be a billionaire on social media. They could lie. You could be whatever you want to be on social media. You know what I mean? You could be whatever you want to be on social media. Hell, I'm a trillionaire.
I swear I'm a blazing guy, no bullshit.
They tripping.
We too deep.
Yep. Y'all tweaking.
I see some niggas down here. Oh, that's some little ass kids. Is that what you better get out the way for a nigga get smoked, no bullshit. These niggas don't be over here, fam. They gonna have a big ass excuse.
They tweaking, bro.
No bullshit.
Big tweaking. Bro, they wrong for that. That music is crazy.
Well, that concludes this week's episode of The War in Oak Cliff. I want y'all to keep in mind these people are real. People and these situations are really happening. So please don't go around your school or neighborhood false claiming or dissing someone you have never met. Stay tuned.
All right. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's going to work. Yeah, that's going to work, bro. Because I don't know, man. That concludes everything. We went through everything, bro. As far as, I think 4 or 5 episodes. So now I got a whole bunch of content to work with for shorts and all that other stuff for reactions on shorts. So that's what I'm doing with live streams. So, but I appreciate everybody that's watching, viewing, all that good stuff, man. Hey, it's Marcus Milano with Rap Rejects, bruh. I'm out of here for shit show.